Air Gunner channel. It's Cherokee Steve. Normally I wouldn't get a video put together as quickly and put out as quickly as this one, following up on the one I just did. That was on a new acquisition that I have purchased, the Hatsan Flashpup with the walnut stock in 177 caliber. But sure enough, the day I received the Flashpup, a bunch of videos came out on another gun that would be in direct competition with the Hatsan Flashpup, and I thought it was pretty important to get this information out there, especially if you watched that last video and if you're familiar with some of the issues I had with the Flashpup out of the box. But this entails a bunch of videos I come across literally the day after I took possession of the Hatsan Flashpup. There's quite a few videos out there already that all came out a day ago to review this particular gun. It isn't on the market just yet. You can pre-order it. I am not referring to the Hatsan Flashpup, obviously, but places like Pyramid Air on their own YouTube channel have a review on the gun. Rick Usler on Airgun Web TV has a review on the gun. Baker Airguns has a nice review on the gun as well. And the gun I'm referring to is the Avenger Bullpup. Now I kind of want to do a side-by-side comparison between that particular gun and the Hatsan Flashpup. They come in at the exact same price point, $399.99. I don't have an Avenger Bullpup. It really hasn't been released yet. All the online airgun retailers I checked, you can get information on it. You can pre-order it using all the information I've collected off of the websites and the reviews that are already out there on it. I kind of wanted to do a side-by-side comparison. And when all is said and done, there doesn't seem to be much of a comparison. So let's go over some of the features that you can get with both of the air guns and some of the features, and there's a lot, that you would get with the Avenger Bullpup and not the Hatsan Flashpup. First of all, I'm going to go through the very few legitimate points of comparison where the Hatsan Flashpup seems to have a advantage over the Avenger Bullpup. There's a couple. First of all, the Avenger Bullpup comes in at 7.5 pounds. Now that's very light gun. The Flashpup with the wooden stock comes in at 6.1 pounds. So it is a significantly lighter gun, and it is. It's just super light. I mean, with one hand on the grip, it's absolutely no issue whatsoever to pick this up, turn it around, maneuver it up and down, side to side. It's just a super light gun, and that is one of the areas that the Flashpup has an advantage over the Avenger Bullpup. Another one is in the power, not a big difference, but the Avenger Bullpup is rated at 1,000 feet per second. The Flashpup, I'm specifically talking about 177 caliber. The Flashpup is rated at 1,150, and as you saw in my previous video, it is capable of shooting beyond that with lead pellets. So 150 feet per second difference, not a whole lot, but definitely a little bit more power available from the Flashpup. The other thing that I think is worth mentioning is, as I've already mentioned, the Avenger Bullpup really has not been released yet. As far as I'm aware, it's out there available for pre-order so that you can secure your spot in the line of when it is released to secure your acquisition of an Avenger Bullpup. But in the meantime, on all the online retailers I went on to, they aren't accepting any type of coupons or discount codes in relationship to the Avenger Bullpup. It comes in, as I said, at $399.99, and that's what you're going to pay. That's not including any type of shipping you might have to spend. Lots of places have free shipping or sales tax. The Flashpup, because it's been out for quite a while, is, as I said, in what I used acquiring mine. You can use coupons and discount codes. And it is something you can acquire immediately. You're not waiting for something to actually be released. But those 3 points, weight, slight advantage in power, and the ability to use coupons and discount codes to get that $399.99, which is the base price of the Flashpup as well, get that down to a cheaper figure. The discount code I used, which brought the price down on the Flashpup and allowed for free shipping, all I paid was my state sales tax on top of the discounted price on the Flashpup, and I had it for $370 total. $370 on the button, out the door from Pyramid Air. Now, of course, out the door included some issues that I've already covered in my last video. So let's go over the other comparisons, and there's a lot of areas to go over. Side by side, on paper anyway, between these two air guns. The Avenger Bullpup, as far as I know, upon its release is only going to be available with the synthetic stock. And that does affect the weight, actually, because the synthetic stock Flashpup weighs a bit more than the Flashpup with the walnut stock. So it cuts down that gap of weight savings between the two. I still think it comes in under 7.5 pounds that the Avenger Bullpup comes in at. So there's still some weight savings, but even smaller than you see between the walnut stock and the synthetic Avenger Bullpup. But the Avenger Bullpup comes with an air cylinder with a capacity of 180 cc's. The Flashpup is a 165 cc capacity air tank, so you're capable of holding more air with the Avenger Bullpup than you are with the Flashpup. Advantage, Avenger Bullpup. The fill pressure that the Avenger Bullpup is capable of holding is 300 bar. The fill pressure that the Flashpup is capable of holding is 200 bar. So not only are you capable of holding more air in the Avenger Bullpup, you're capable of having it held at a higher pressure than you would in the Flashpup. Advantage, Avenger Bullpup. The other thing that goes along with the air that's being held and at the pressure that it's being held is, and this is a big one, the Avenger Bullpup is a regulated gun, externally adjustable. The Flashpup is not regulated. So if you're the type of guy, especially considering 177 caliber, you're the type of person that's going to go out and do a lot of shooting on any given outing. you're going to be doing a lot of target shooting, you're going to do a lot of planking. You are going to get a ton of consistent velocity after same velocity shot with that Avenger Bullpup. It's got more air, it's got regulated air, being held at a higher pressure, and you can adjust externally that regulator to give you more power or tune it down for more shots. You don't get any of that with the Flashpup. Big advantage to the Avenger Bullpup. Some of these things are more minor, but they're there. They're points to definitely make. As far as the Avenger Bullpup, you get sling swivel mounts, both in the front and the back of the gun. You don't get either on the Flashpup. There are no sling attachment points. You can add one to the Picatinny rail, but of course, you've got a Picatinny rail on the Avenger Bullpup as well. Advantage at Avenger Bullpup. You have 2 slots in the stock on the Avenger Bullpup for carrying extra magazines. Now that is a super nice feature. Believe me, I know it because Hatsan is extremely good at providing that particular type of feature with their guns. The ability to carry extra magazine clips in the stock itself. You're not fumbling around in pockets in your jacket or your pants for magazines when you need to change them out. They're right there on your gun. The Flashpup, unfortunately, from Hatsan does not have that. Advantage, Avenger Bullpup. Strictly going by the wood stock version of the Flashpup, it utilizes a bolt for its reloading action. The Avenger Bullpup has a side lever loading system. Once again, the synthetic version of the Flashpup has a side lever, and in both cases, it's rearward positioned. It's not over the trigger, regardless of what gun you go with. The Flashpup with the walnut stock, the Flashpup with the synthetic stock, or the Avenger. From what I understand, from what I've read and seen review-wise, that the side lever is just super smooth on the Avenger Bullpup. The side lever on my .25 caliber Flashpup is an extremely smooth side lever as well. So you really have to factor in whether or not you've got the walnut stock on your mind or the synthetic. But the bolt action was something that really out of the box, we'll see if it gets better, but wasn't super smooth as far as the walnut stock version of the Flashpup. So I am going to give a slight advantage to the Avenger Bullpup on that as well. Here's another really nice feature with the Avenger Bullpup that you don't get with the Flashpup. An externally adjustable hammer spring. Nothing needs to be taken apart or removed on the Avenger Bullpup. You have access to the screw you need to get to adjust the hammer spring tension on the Avenger Bullpup as is. The Flashpup, as you saw from my last video, you need to remove the upper portion from the stock to get to the screws that need to be accessed to make hammer spring adjustments. So between it being regulated, it being externally adjustable with the regulator, and having externally accessible hammer spring adjustment, man, that thing is so tunable without having to disassemble anything on the gun. That is just fantastic. So, my initial reaction when I came across these videos reviewing the Avenger Bullpup from Air Venturi was, why didn't I hold out? Number one, blame it on my ignorance. I hadn't heard anything about this gun previous to making my decision to purchase the Hatsan Flashpup. But bottom line is, regardless of how it worked out for me, this gun, this Avenger Bullpup, is going to be a huge, in my opinion, thumbs up for the general airgun community. Anyone that's out there looking for a budget PCP, looking to get their first PCP, are going to want to get their hands on that particular gun. Side by side, again, you look down at paper and you do the comparison of the Avenger Bullpup to the Hatsan Flashpup. You want my opinion? You wait and hold out and you get yourself an Avenger Bullpup. Now, you might be asking yourself, Steve, why aren't you packing up your Hatsan Flashpup and sending it back and telling them, take the money, the return money from the Flashpup, and put it towards a down payment and holding and reserving pre-order an Air Venturi Avenger Bullpup? Well, one of the things I was looking for was a gun that would lead to a nice series of videos. It looks to me like the Avenger Bullpup is the type of gun, and this is, again, great for you guys out there. Anyone that's out there looking for a Bullpup, a PCP, highly tunable, just tons of features at just an unbelievable price. That Avenger Bullpup is just a phenomenal deal. But if it turns out as I expect it to be, and that's take it out of the box, tune it the way you want it, to the type of shooting you're going to be doing with it, and that's going to be it. I can't say that based on my experience with the Hatsan Flashpup. But having to tune it, having to make adjustments to it, and one of the things that's going to be a fairly lengthy video series that I'm going to incorporate with the walnut stock version of the Hatsan Flashpup, and I will get to that later, will lead me to a nice lengthy video series. But once again, for you guys out there, for the airgun community out there, this just looks like an extremely good time for you that have been holding out on acquiring a nice compact bullpup at a great price with tons of features. Again, you're going to get nothing from me but honest reviews. And everything, I don't have any hands-on experience with that Avenger Bullpup, but everything I see, everything I read, it's just going to be a fantastic, fantastic bullpup. And there really isn't any comparison side by side between it and the Hatsan Flashpup. Price point, they come in right next to each other, direct competition with each other, and you look at the features, and my gosh, that Avenger Bullpup just appears to be a real winner in my book. So I really wanted to get this out there for those of you thinking about everything I just mentioned. Get yourself pre-ordered on an Avenger Bullpup. Maybe at some point in the future, I will have one in my hands to shoot and to review, but until that time, I would really go by what is already out there as far as what's written and what is videotaped as far as reviews on that particular gun, because it really looks like a great, great acquisition that you can make, okay? My honest review of a gun that I don't even have versus a gun I just acquired. That's it for this video. Guys, thanks for checking it out. Shoot straight, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.